Alright, what's up? It's the Where the Keys podcast. I'm Eli. We're back again this week. We're definitely here this week. We had a bit of problems last week, but we're back again. My name's Eli, as I said. Beside me, we've got a new man in the hot seat.
Gav man.
Yes, Gav man.
And of course, returning.
Yeah, I'm back. Lee Royce, back in the building.
Yeah, and Raymond as usual.
Alright, so today we're going to try and get into a few different things. We're going to try and cover what we covered last week as well, but we're starting off, I think we need to start off with this Sideman thing. Mm-hmm. What happened? You all know what happened with Sideman, yeah?
Yeah.
He's a Sideman.
So yeah, BBC Radio Sideman quit his job because a white news presenter used the N-word, on telly.
Correct.
Right.
So I know we all heard this, but I want to know from all of you, would you quit your job, quit your livelihood and your family, bills, food, would you quit your job if someone was kind of racist, not to you, but in your kind of eyesight?
Who's starting?
That's hard, man. That's hard.
It's a big decision to make.
It's basically like the between values and everyone's, dare I say, trying to livelihood, like you said. Mm-hmm. So it's not just straightforward as it can. But I get he gets an A+ for his values.
Correct.
But again, like, what's his plan B?
Yeah.
Because it's a big entity, the BBC, and then what does that make him blacklisted from the rest of the industry? I don't know. But he's gonna have to figure it out and navigate.
Yeah.
Surely it can't. Surely that's gonna help him that he's left the BBC for that reason.
Yeah.
Going to another broadcast channel.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that he's a man of integrity.
Yeah.
But it's a hard one because, like I said, when you got kids and stuff on the line, it's hard. So unless he may have already been wanting to leave at some point because he may have something else lined up. You never know. Could be destroyed that, but it can.
It's hard, isn't it? I don't know if I'm looking at it as if I'm at work. I'm sure, if I'm honest, I see things
Of course.
that are probably as nearly on that level. It's not broadcast worldwide or whatever, but I do see things and think, no, you shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be doing that. But at the same time, I gotta go home and pay the mortgage.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Understood.
It's basically like I said, the morals, and it's like it's business, but it's like how much does it affect your personal? Because it is of the same when the business pays the bills, and it's like personally, he feel a way about it, and then does he step away from it and think, okay, I made a bad move, or does he come across where he's like, could I have stuck out a little bit longer? I don't know.
I mean, like I said, it was something to do with the whole Wiley incident and him basically saying, you know what, if I continue working after this has happened, then I've kind of gone against what we was trying to say with Wiley. I've kind of being contradicting himself kind of thing, really.
Yeah. It's like he is a person standing right now in the times of what we're talking about from the start of not the start of the year, but got the George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter, and it trickled effect now in the Britain. There's certain movements and manoeuvres happening, and it seems to be where yes, we're taking a stand, but then again, where does the buck stop with real change? Because we could talk about it.
This is it. This was my question. I'm fully behind Black Lives Matter. I understand what they're trying. I'm guessing, what is the end goal? That's the question I'm trying to ask. I know what's being highlighted now, but what do they actually want to achieve from it? Which I don't know. And what are the steps to get there, kind of thing, really.
I know Raymond stopped himself there. I know you've got an opinion on it. What do you think?
No, I don't. I didn't stop myself. I don't know. This is it. I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
That's come off.
No, but honestly, I agree with you, Ray. My thoughts on it is, I'm fully behind it, and I will empower the movement as well. But what is the end goal? What's the aim of it? I know we're fighting for equality, but when you're talking about equality, what equality are you talking about? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, the reason why I paused is because I was at a barbecue a couple of weeks ago, social distance barbecue before anyone takes me to it.
I think I might have heard this story last night.
And so I was at this place and got in conversation with this woman, And she was basically saying to me, like, you know, for black people, we need to stand up together, blah, blah, which is fair enough, understood it. Yeah. But then she said, but then I said the same thing to her. Well, what's the end goal? What are we trying to achieve? And she's like, what are you trying to achieve? And I was like, this is not what it should be about. Yeah. Like, if I've got a different achievement from what you want to achieve, then how are we ever going to achieve? That's like, true. You know, we've got to be fighting for the same gender. Is what
unity,
I think.
Innit? It's just, you gotta have unity. So what happened? Then she got vexed with you.
Yeah. So
I mean, the essential point of being like Black Lives Matter, you got the slogan behind it, Black Lives Matter, and then you got the social change of does Black Lives actually matter? That's the thing, because like, you know, you can see on the internet or some clips, you got people, you know, dancing in the street. I'm like, does people take it seriously?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
When I'm seeing a march with mumble rap, it's like, what's what? You know? Oh my gosh!
What happened?
There's a video of black people when they're marching, and they've got like that Dior tune, and they're marching to that, and they're all singing. It's like, how could anyone be taken seriously when you're, marching to mumble rap? What's that about? You know.
That's what I mean.
Don't want to offend anyone, but I don't see it. I don't see the point. You know?
It made no sense to me when I saw it.
I say, Mark, the problem is the Black Lives Matter thing is the support's starting to taper off already.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, of course.
It was hot for a minute.
It was.
Now it's tapering off. Because like, and then, like, not to cut you, but like obviously when the lockdown was on, it looked like a day out, and it was just like, we're gonna go and march.
That's my thing about it. I thought. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, I'm behind it. But I wasn't at the march.
Nah.
But I know people were there, and I just think, okay, but are you going to carry on marching every day?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
When it comes to some sort of, if they see something happening to some sort of wrong being done to a black person, are they going to step in at risk of their own
life,
freedoms, or whatever it is?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's a very difficult one, and like, it's funny because, you know, you see the Black Lives Matter marches and so forth, and then people talk about second wave for the virus, and then people are blaming these, like, you know, marches on a possible second wave. Yeah. But then they're not talking about people on the beaches, which had thousands of people on beaches, you know. Yeah. So it's just like, you know, I can't see anything changing.
And it's the demographic of the city. Like, you got to think of like the multicultural people tend to be in the city, and of the people of the beach.
Yeah. What you're saying, bro.
I like the beach myself, don't get me wrong.
Of course everyone likes the beach, but
But
you can go down there and spot how many black people you're going to spot at the beach.
I'll be there.
You know what I mean?
Hiding in the shade. Sure. Yeah, I feel you completely.
Yeah. That's, like I said, it's a difficult subject. It shouldn't be, but it is. And I mean, like I said, it's just what is the end plan? What are we as a people? What are we trying to like all achieve? And the thing is, the problem with black people is we don't all pull together.
No, because we can talk about what happened then, but we'll never catch up, because 400 years is a big gap to try and close when you've got all that's happened, and there's an integrated system where you can't shake it, and even your condition has been conditioned.
No, mate, stop whining. That was in the past. Yeah, that's what you're gonna hear. That's what you're gonna hear about this moment now, because Black Lives Matter. The march, to some people who was in the march, when I went to the Ipswich march, and the majority of people in the Ipswich march weren't black, which is fine, but that's going to be like a moment in their lives when they're going to go, oh, do you remember the summer of 2020 when we done the march? Like, and then it was dealt with, and then when you bring something up, I don't know, in December this year, something happened to you, or I always say at work, but obviously it could be in any instance, they're going to be like, why are you bringing up old shit? Like, literally, that happened last year. It's just a moment, it's a movement. And I've been guilty of that myself with other movements. I'll tell you what I was guilty of it with, and it's not even, well, it's deep, but it's not on this level. But do you remember the ALS water bucket challenge?
Yes.
When you go put the water bucket on your head. I can only relate to it in the fact that I had no clue. I didn't really care, to be honest, what that was.
Right.
But I thought, it's a good cause, and I can do something, have fun, and I can make a video and put it online and join in.
Yeah.
I'm joining in.
Right.
And as soon as I joined in, I don't care. I don't look out for ALS no more.
No,
6 months, I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Someone mentioned it on the telly the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, that was that thing.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine if you're not someone who's experiencing the struggle or around people that are experiencing the struggle, you might have gone down to your park or to your town centre, but in 6 months' time, it's just ALS, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're still talking about that? That's what I'd be like, ALS, well, that thing.
And it did seem like a gimmick because you had all celebrities and stuff doing it. So, you know, it seemed like something to that time. I mean, for me, I did it. I didn't raise no money for charity or anything, but there was a woman who I used to work with who had it. So, you know, I felt not obliged, but, you know, I wanted to do something.
But
I should have done something for charity for that, really. That's what I should have done.
You were directly impacted and had a, like, what's it called? Like a vested interest. And that's what I'm saying. Everyone, black people didn't need to go and march for Black Lives Matter.
Of course they did.
Of course we didn't, because we know that.
Yeah.
But, but some of us did, some of us didn't. It doesn't matter. But all of us have got a vested interest in it. Because it's our life. Even if we don't agree politically or whatever, we've got a vested interest in that we should be treated with equity. Yeah. Not even equally, but with equity, because equally means treated the same. And I think in certain things, like, we ain't had a head start, so we need a bit of equity in certain things.
Of course.
But all due respect, everyone's got ALS and dealing with it, but that's how I can.
No, I can see your point there.
But then again, does that highlight the gap between the old generation and new generation? Because like the old generation is like, we've seen this before. You don't know what you've got, and the youngers are looking like, you know what you're talking about. So you know, like replicate what happened in the 90s with the riots, with LA riots, and you know the 80s when in Brixton and Broadwater Farm it happened over in the UK. Like things are coming full circle, but then like everyone's got this technology, right? And you know, you see what happened to George Floyd. What's the mark of having recorded footage of brutality and still no justice
or no change?
Yep, exactly.
Or no change.
You got to work twice as hard to be accepted, but 5 times to be appreciated. You know.
He's coming in here, right?
That's true though.
Coming in here dropping gems, man.
It's true.
And eating as he does it all day.
You know?
That's the food giving the source of the power, giving the brain power. That's how it is.
But like, I mean, it's a struggle, but you know, at certain parts you wouldn't change it because you know when we talk about the good parts of we can cook and all other stuff and enjoy ourselves and have a good time. But when it comes to being serious issues of this, it gets to a point where you like, is it just the elephant in the room, or is this really happening still to this day? And you've got people that have passed on, political prisoners and freedom fighters, right? They give their life for this. And yet still now it seems to be full circle, and nobody seems to be addressing it really, really to the root cause of it. But
no. Leroy.
So I mean, my question is, how does everyone feel about the statues? Like people taking down the statues in certain towns and cities.
I think they should change what the plaques say on the bottom, and on the bottom they should say the worst shit that these people done. This person owned, even though they were living in Britain, they owned these plantations in Jamaica or whatever, and they made X amount of money off of it, which then went into this and made them rich when they could be a philanthropist. Because people on the news keep saying, "Oh yeah, but he was a philanthropist and he made this hospital." And I'm thinking, but the money still comes from where it comes from, right? It doesn't matter what you do with the money. You can rob a bank and go, but I robbed the bank, but I did pay for my man to have his heart surgery, so it's all right. What are you talking about, man?
I get that. I mean, my only view on it would be, you can't change the history of what's happened already. So, although yes, it is lording it over us, why are we as people building statues ourselves? Why are we not having statues of our historians up?
Because the statues it's not even about commissioning, it's about the permissioning, and it has to be granted by the people in power, and we ain't there. That's simply why, isn't it?
No, I was basically saying that we should build statues of our historians and educate the youth. Let them know we're not just, of course we were slaves, but
Do we know who our historians are?
Nope.
That's what I'm
I ain't got a
saying.
clue.
I
Because
don't.
no one taught us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You never talk about it.
I know
I know-
about British,
but-
I know
but
about
what was-
American people like Marcus Garvey and stuff like that. I didn't know about, but boy, I know British people really. Other than, I don't even know if he was British though. He spoke with a British accent, but I think he lived in America. Someone Baldwin.
James Baldwin.
James Baldwin, yeah. Was he?
He's American, isn't he?
Was he American?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, every time I watch him, he sounds British.
Yes.
So,
There's got to be some
Yeah.
black historians out there, like.
Of course there is.
I mean,
There's a lot, and I'm killing myself right now because I do know from what I read, the best book to read is the Akala Natives book, right? Because the first,
I like Akala. I watch a lot of his.
and the first chapter or three just deals with Black British history and people who you should know.
Right.
And I read the book about a year ago, and I can't remember now, but there's a reading list on the back, and there's so many people like, but it's just not.
Yeah. Because he's been to Africa a lot, so I'm wondering if he's getting some of this talk from Africa, you know.
Yeah.
And that's like, how was it that you're going to Africa to learn about British history? That's just scandalous if that's the case.
It's basically, if you think about it, it's kind of connecting the dots. Because lineage-wise, everybody should know that we come from Africa, but the end role is that, okay, Britain got their culture from the Romans took it from the Greeks got it from Egypt. Egypt's where?
Yeah,
Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't say it's in Africa.
They
They just call it
Middle
Egypt.
East.
The Middle
Egypt,
East.
the Middle East,
right.
which Middle East,
Right,
which
the
is
Middle
what
East.
is Middle East? That's a term that came late. So
course,
like, you know,
of course.
man changes everything.
Of course,
Yeah.
definitely.
For an
So
agenda.
where do you stand? Like I know where Leroy stands. Where did you two stand on the statues thing before we move on?
The statues is a topic where we could talk about. And statues, as the point what Leroy is saying, like, okay, we could take the statues down, but then what exactly is what's the social change with it? Because like we said, we can't change the history, but like to know you gotta know the root of the tree to know, like, you gotta know where you're coming from to know where you're headed.
Correct.
And to know the root of the tree of where we actually come from. Not just, they talk about us as slaves, because surely, right, there's a whole lifetime before we got to that point.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
of course
there's
there is.
civilizations before that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
And it's funny because like people do believe that, you know, we black people started from slavery. That's where
Never
it started
that.
from. You know,
Never
nothing
that.
before. It's all slavery. You know?
did you lot all have the roots experience in school where they put on roots and you sit
Yes.
back in the classroom?
Yes.
You never had that?
Yeah,
I had it twice, man, because I lived in Sussex. I moved out there, moved to Sussex, and then to be the only one of two black people in the school, the other one being my sister, and they go today we're going to talk about slavery. I'm already feeling about this big. They get our roots, volume 1.
I was horrible at school though when it came to history, because I don't know if anyone who's watching this will remember, but whenever anything about slavery got brought up, I would look at people and then let them know, if you're looking at me, I'll see you outside afterwards. Because
But this is in primary school. I weren't saying none of that.
I mean, but no, that was at high school. But
I never had
I
it.
hated it. I didn't want to watch it. All the people in the class were like,
is it because you didn't feel
I'm so
safe?
sorry. No, I just felt small. And it makes you feel small because they're looking at that. They're learning about. First of all, where I was, there was no black people. That's not an exaggeration. There were no black people in this place that I lived in, small town near Brighton, and so they're like, oh, we're going to learn a bit about you today, and that's what they learn about. So they look around and like, oh, I'm so sorry, Eli. And
Who's doing that? Fellow kids?
Kids.
Is it?
And I'm like, yes,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
What can I say?
No, you can't do
What
that,
can I say? I won't. No.
They can't teach something they haven't learned themselves. It's always really
Is there a
so-
hidden agenda in that? Do you
That's
think
what I'm
there's a
trying to
hidden
say.
Of course,
agenda?
that's
What's the motivation?
What they're showing
Of course.
Yeah.
is
It made me feel about this big, right?
is us.
It worked then, right?
Yeah.
Because now I'm looking around like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
But is it
Maybe
also
you can help
showing
me.
that? Is it also showing to, let's say, white people that black people are supposed to be dominated?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then to take it to the teacher's perspective, is it only to fit the quota of, okay, we've shown you your part, so you shouldn't complain, as to what we're showing you about your alleged history? Because we could talk about 100 years, but we could talk about what happened before that to get to that point. Like, you had to make the N word to create a slave and treat us lowest than an animal, and then hence how we've come out of that, and yet still be in mental slavery to today, and the after effects of what's happened. And then when we come towards to how we have all this division and all these issues and black on black crime, which is all in about way, all related. But
that black on black is just a farce anyway, but carry on. Just the word and the terminology.
It's
all media farce, but carry on.
Media,
terminology.
the terminology they use.
I never heard them say white on white rape, white on white. But anyway, carry on.
No, I was saying like obviously the terminology, and you know when we talk about the etymology or the root of the word, the N word, it's so deep, and it just gets to a point where if people understand the word Negro comes from the word necro, which is, you know, when you talk about necrophilia, which is anyway. But the point being is that everybody should learn of how the lineage of what a word means, because there's such a thing called Grimm's law where you can interchange a couple letters and still have the same meaning.
That's in the test when they mix up the vowels, right?
Yeah. So I make all that to mean that right now people are they are lost as to where we have gone and to what we're trying to do in terms of, okay, yeah, you talk about this, but like, yeah, skip over it. You know, it's not a thing where we can, you know, sit down and have a proper talk, because like we're talking about roots and we talk about all these different, you know, films and such, but like, is it, you know, there's surface level and
it's
then
all an interpretation. It's fiction. It's fiction based on like a little fact. There was slavery. Oh, let's have this story within it. I don't know.
And art imitating life.
Yeah, but just think about this. You're saying people are confused and mixed up. Most of them are black people too.
Yeah.
Most of them are black people. Like if you said to certain black people, most black people who have just kind of got on everyday lives in the UK, I'd say, what's your history? They go, oh, well, slavery ended this many years. They'd start with slavery because that's kind of what they've got, right? So,
that's what I'm saying. We need to educate.
Yeah.
We need to be educated, and we need to educate the youth.
You got to teach the youth, because the youth are the future.
Of course they are.
And also because, like, when we talk about the youth, the generational, we want to, like, you wouldn't, as parents and as, you know, we want to succeed and have our seeds to go better and do further than what we did.
Yeah.
Of course.
But if we're still, like, there's generational fear around what happened before, right? We can't mentally go beyond the aspect of thinking in a box.
You know, I don't think you're ever going to give it to an even playing field anyway. I think the world is designed the way it is now, and it ain't going to change. Yeah. But, you know.
We as people, we fighting over blocks, and they're fighting over taking over countries.
That's the most stupid thing.
Yeah. To a postcode that you don't even own.
That's dumb, man. But even when we're not fighting, because everyone grows out of fighting, right? Like kids fight.
Should do.
Yeah, they should do.
Should grow out of.
Everyone should grow out of fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, they should, but
They should.
I know people my age that are still fighting over foolishness.
Yeah. I'm just thinking now, though, right? Black people are, I think now, if you compare it to when we grew up in the 90s, black, especially black British people, we are much better represented in the media, in story, in kind of narrative-based programs now, like films and music. However, it's always one type of black person in terms of age. Young people are represented well. Like in music, there's loads of young people. In television, in advertising and marketing, there's young people who have the voice. And young people, whether they're white, black or whatever, are not very clever. Like they're learning still, right?
Of course.
So they ain't given the spotlight's not really going to the older statesmen who know what they're saying and have something to say. They're like, we are representing the black people on BBC One Extra. Look, we've got these little 19-year-old kids talking about their block. Oh, okay, cool.
The music is, you know, the music gravitates to the people where, you know, people's ears are paying attention to what the circumstances of today. What I mean by that is, you know, you got people like, I don't know, let's take it way back. Public Enemy and I don't know if you know Brand Nubian.
Of course you know Brand Nubian.
We're music people in here.
Tribal Quest, Afrocentric type of people. But now it's about what you can do and how much you're shot in and trapping. Basically incriminating yourself on
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're stupid.
And like
the music now is stupid.
And that's the thing to be looking up to, and it's like really not. But
it's not.
But the thing is, these artists, a lot of them do graduate and they get older and they do get a lot of artists who were chubby when they were 20 are rapping at 40 and talking sense, but they ain't big no more. Like they're not they're not got that platform anymore. No. And I think that's not a mistake. You know what I mean? Because other genres, people get old and they're still popular and they still tour the world.
Yeah, of course.
So with our genre,
Bruce Springsteen. He's still about. He's still kicking rocks. You got Mick Jagger that's done every type of line.
Yeah, Madonna, all them people.
Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, you've got the rappers that got, they got this and they got that, yeah. But like, we could talk about what they do and don't do for the community. Yeah. But in an essence, like, what is their legacy? What is the real legacy of what they do? Do they actually give a darn about what's actually going on? Because like, you got people that will shy away from what's happened now. You got Black Lives Matter, but then again, will the revolution be televised? No. But the point being is that, okay, yeah, it's a slogan for a hot minute, and then after that minute passed, what happens then?
What happens then? Yeah.
Because then you're still taking money from the puppeteer that is dangling that carrot in front of you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Goes back to the BBC thing, full circle. Like, how long can you perpetuate that message? The rappers are like, boy, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'm going to say that. It's just like, with the BBC, he's like, boy, that's a good job. It's a solid job. We get a pension. And he was willing to give it up. But Trevor Nelson, do you know what I mean? And all the other people that are still there. Not to name drop Trevor Nelson, because actually Trevor Nelson's probably one of the better ones. But they're still there. They're still saying, yeah, so that's all right, boss. I understand. You're sorry.
Yeah.
What happened to journalistic integrity? Come on. So you've gone through all this education. You adhere to all these standards. But one black family who you never cared about in the first place and knew said, no, I want the N-word on there. So you went, yeah, you're right. That's not true, is it? Come on, man.
And it's just like the whole integrity part. What made them think, okay, just because the family's given approval that it's going to be okay and you're not going to offend other people because the family have said it's okay. Yeah, exactly. That just blows my mind.
That hurt my soul, man. Like, it's embarrassing. Imagine you're listening to the news and you're with someone and that says the N-word. It's embarrassing for both of you.
Exactly. Yeah. I could be in the car listening to the news with Alakai and all of a sudden you hear that. And it's like,
you got to explain that to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You got to explain it to your child.
Yeah.
What's that, Dad? What does that mean?
Yeah. And then what happens then? Do you react off top, or do you bite your tongue and just not even say live the fire another day, but you choose.
No, see, that's
still eating.
You choose your battles carefully. So
he knows there's a safety net there. Someone else will always pick him up.
Yeah.
Cause
me personally, I can't resign.
No,
I can't.
Yeah, because that's insane.
I can't say, I heard it. Let's see the person there. They said the N-word. I'm gone. Nah, I can't do that.
No. All right, mate. So
what am I going to say to the next person I've got an interview with? Yeah, I heard someone say the N-word, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's so true.
Do you know what I mean?
That's so true.
I had to leave. I heard someone say the N-word. I can't work for that company anymore.
That's so true.
Oh, right, okay.
You'd be kind of blackballed after that.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you left, yeah? All right, then. Who's next?
I never considered it that way before.
That's very true. That's a good point.
That's where Black Lives Matter needs, in my opinion, and I know we're not all unified as black people, but in my opinion, that's where the movement needs to go. Whatever it ends up being called is institutions. We can't be talking to individuals. If some kid comes and calls me the N-word, like when we were kids, and what would the family, I'm not going to say their name, on Acton Road used to chuck stuff and call me N-word, and I just used to ride a bit fast on my bike. It didn't bother me.
I'll tell you the family name afterwards.
I know the name, but I don't want to say it. But
still,
it hurt my feelings a little bit for maybe 5 seconds. But it didn't hurt me as much as when the teachers told the black people in my school they can't walk together.
There is something that we have that they possess, but they know willingly that we are sleeping giants.
Yeah.
And we don't know it ourselves, but they're afraid of what they did to us is what we do to them.
Yes.
But I don't think we're not like that.
That's not our mentality. That's not the mentality. That's not our mentality.
You can't generalize anyone, but you can look at history, and that the history of African people that's not really our MO. We ain't trying to take yours. No.
Yeah.
We're just trying to thrive.
Yeah.
Exactly. Surely.
That's it.
That's what it should be. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
It's not
if that was the case, we would have done that years back.
And like
he was very sad. We would have said, "Yo,
it's a good point.
Click clack."
Yeah.
Give him a back. Dead Prayers, check it out, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our nature's of peace compared to, you know, their thing is like their history is written in our blood and in violence as well. And it's if we ever did what they did, everybody would get taken down. Like literally, like you can imagine seeing Roots, yeah, and thinking
That was the other way around.
yeah.
There was a TV show about that, wasn't there, on BBC?
No.
Where like the black people were the white people and the white people were the black people.
That was yes, it was. It was what's it
Arrows
called?
or something like that, wasn't it? Or sticks and stones or something. I don't know.
No way.
Noughts and crosses.
That's
Noughts
it,
and
yeah.
crosses.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Like 2020 is gonna be mirrored for a lot of stuff. You know, like this furlough business and all that stuff. I mean,
Say what you gotta say, man.
the thing is, right? Like, I don't think it's by design how this virus has come about it, because, like, you know, there are people that are working.
Different conversation.
Gav's going there today, you know. Gav came to the booth. We want to go in today. Go on, man, like Gav.
There are people that are benefiting from us, and now it's become more tailored towards what a cashless society, and now everything is kind of based on, you know, like there's dirty cash. You know, I don't know if you heard that term, but like the very thing of touching cash makes people use sanitizer and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now it's more a case of you plug in your card, they can see what you got and take from.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, cash is no ends and you can just let it be.
I heard that argument, but I kind of like cashless payments though, man.
I hear what you're saying, you know, but for me, when I just running off what Gav's saying there, to me, all of this, like the furlough business, people not having money and the government helping out, that's coming back on us, you know.
Yeah. We got to pay that back.
That's coming back.
The recession-
4 times,
The
bro.
recession's already been announced.
Fourfold that's
Yo,
coming back.
The thing is, anybody that wants
And
Christmas
black people are
presents,
still out
I'm
there
buying
buying
a face
Gucci, boys.
mask. You want a face mask for Christmas? That's it.
Yeah.
None of this extra business. I'm gonna save up to be poor.
Yo, I got me a
Black
Gucci
Friday's
belt,
November. Black November.
Recession has come. Yeah, but I got me a Gucci belt.
That's it. Black Friday's November. Christmas is supposed to be December. 2 weeks later is January. So like, you're ripping my pockets. What am I supposed to do?
No, you do that.
You know, and then you got the January drought, which is 5 weeks. But anyway,
But if you flip it though, yeah, and I don't know if I believe this, but
shoot.
you know, when there's a recession, there's always something good come out of it for somebody. Never for the majority, but for some small entity.
it's all
Could
done
this
by
be the
design.
one
Go on.
where some entities that have our interest are developed, i.e., us developing something, or people we know, people like-minded develop something? Because we've never really been in any of these depressions or any of these kind of recessions. We've never really had the support that is apparently available to us right now.
It would be the prime example and the prime time to get something moving.
Yeah.
But the likelihood of it to happen, I doubt it, and I really try to give the benefit of the doubt. But
You got. That's when that's when we said. I mean, we skipped over that last week as well. We black people aren't unified enough to do that.
But like how you got the West is, you know, you would think that everything that we have in all the richness that we have, we would be able to graft for ourselves. But that's not what happened. We've got colonialism and all the pillaging that's happened, where you've got one tribe that's got guns, one tribe that's got spears, one tribe that's got a virus, right? And they're all fighting for the same thing, but the people that gave it to them is benefiting. And that's the puppeteer.
Yeah, correct.
So
go back to Leo. What do you think? You don't think we want to, what?
We don't want to take over the world, but we said that earlier. It's not in our gene. It's not in our like psyche.
Nature.
Like it's not in our nature to take over. We just strive to look after what we have, our own families. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Ourselves.
Yeah, it is sad because, you know, when we talk, it's the difference between being selfless and being selfish is minute as to what the end product is. Like the output is of the same, because imagine you as a brother. I don't know you personally if you was a stranger, but what happens to me and how people see both of us collectively influences what happens tomorrow. Because like, you may be the best man for a job, but if they don't take you seriously, how does it trickle down to if I come behind you and go for the spot that you used to be in, if you get promoted, what happens to me?
There was talk of what can we do on the news, in the newspapers? What can we do to make things better? And racial quotas in the workplace is one of the things. Meaning, if there's it was hot. Meaning,
burning.
if there should be a fair representation in every workplace. So if you go to, I don't know, Royal Mail, for example, and 1,000 people work there, and 8% of the population in that particular town are black, then we need to have 80 people who are black working in the post office. So we will make 80 jobs available, and we will only interview black people for those positions. And it's kind of like black people and white people are kind of on both sides of the fence. And I was just interested to know what you lot, are you for or against that kind of pro hiring in that way?
Yeah, but then does it make a point of, is it just to satisfy the quota, or is it because you actually...
For me, surely the person who is good enough to do the job should get the job.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, this person looks good enough to fit this profile or fit this role.
Yeah.
It should be, you know how to do this job, you do it well, we're giving you this job.
So therefore, are you saying the quota should be there then? They're not going to interview like somebody who's not qualified. They're black people who are going to apply for it are going to go...
But how do you know that?
Because you won't get to the interview if you don't meet the qualifications, will you?
But then they
have the job spec, So they're going to go, right, the job spec is this. We want to get at least a pool of 10 people. We can cut it down to 5, and then to 2, then to 1. And all the black people in the community who see the job, looking for a job, see it. Maybe 20% of them are qualified for the job, and they go, wow, do you know what? I've actually got an equal shot to get this job because I'm not going against someone who's got an English name or who knows someone who knows someone. I'm going amongst my peers with the same qualifications as me, and we all look the same. So they can't tell me like, oh, you're black, maybe I won't work very well with you because you're not my kind of person. So the qualified person will still get the job. I can't remember on the Facebook group saying like, nah, this is not fair. Rah, rah, rah. And I thought, well, actually, you know what? It actually might be off-putting for certain black people to go for a job knowing that they're most likely not going to get anywhere because it's not an even playing ground.
No.
And if you say, well, boy, it's not going to be the right person for the job, that's kind of saying like we're not able to hit that level intellectually or with experience, which is completely untrue. Look at football, for example. Football coaches. I don't follow football, but I know you lot do. Has it changed yet? Is there a lot of black coaches yet?
Nah, the man Sol Campbell, he's not there no more. Jimmy Floyd got fired from QPR.
Chris Houghton, is he in the job now?
My man right there.
Is he in the job now or not?
He's a good manager as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I rate him. I think he's good.
So are there no black people with the experience for that job?
Should be. What's that guy from West Brom? What's his name? Darren, is it Darren Moore?
Darren Moore, yeah.
Yeah.
They've brought a thing in now, haven't they? They said they brought a thing in. They're bringing it in, I think, maybe next year or the year after, where a certain percentage of club has to have black or ethnic minorities.
So when they say that,
on their staff,
does that make you automatically think, well, because they're not going to be qualified enough for the job?
What's the difference?
No, exactly.
No.
So it's the same thing in the workplace, isn't it?
You
know the people are out there, but they're just not getting those opportunities.
But
I get that, but what I'm trying to say is, although yes, we're not on the same playing field when it comes to going for jobs. It shouldn't be that we have to have a quota.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like
I
that.
agree with you, but boy, we can't keep saying that anymore. We've got to take some action.
I mean, what's the difference between a man like Jimmy Floyd and then a man like Steven Gerrard that gets offered Rangers job first time he's out and he's retired? Like,
I'm lost.
My man has to graft.
I hear what you're saying though.
His man has to get some badges, right? And then come into it and stay in it for a couple of years and then get offered.
You don't get big jobs like that.
Don't get no big jobs. Not fresh out of your retirement.
Nah.
You look at me, I don't know football.
No.
I'm listening
cool.
though. So basically someone with not much experience got a big job.
Yeah.
Over someone who had more experience.
If you want to talk high profile, you've got to talk about Frank Lampard, really.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say as well.
What happened to Frank Lampard?
Man,
he got one of the biggest jobs in England.
Yeah.
He was at Derby first, and now he's at Chelsea, right?
But Derby's a big club, you know.
I know.
Don't get
me wrong. Yeah. But like we were saying, like from when you retire, right? You don't even like other ex-footballers have to go get their badges, jump out, go do punditry on the side, and then come back and come back into it. You know, my man just gets the fast track to the one of the bigger jobs.
But was that at the expense of someone else then, was it?
I don't know who went for the job. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who went for the job.
I can't confirm, but I do know he definitely
He
got the
went.
job.
I know he got the job after a high-profile international manager,
Yeah.
and he got no managerial experience.
Yeah.
And he just got put. He got into the role. Boom.
Just got, you know.
I'm not anti that at all. I think like you don't have to necessarily like you can raw talent. Sometimes you can take a chance, but they ain't taking that chance. No black man.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
That's what
we're trying to say.
But,
so what's wrong with the black man then?
Yeah. But you ain't gonna get that chance no matter
What's wrong
what.
with Big Soul? Big Soul, serious, big boy defender,
Yeah.
international defender, won trophies by the way.
Yeah.
Won trophies, no?
Yeah, he
Did he not?
He did.
All right.
Paul Ince won trophies
He's
as well.
about a good footballer.
There you
don't
go,
make
Paul
it
Ince.
Yeah, but he was
Champions
manager
League
though.
final.
Yeah.
He only got MK Dons.
Did he have the ball?
Ince.
as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Governor, yeah.
I'm saying, but why is he not getting no big jobs?
Yeah.
Man was a hero for Man United.
No.
Yeah. Why
He
is he not
didn't even
being
get
considered?
coaching staff.
Yeah. I mean, like.
Not even the coaching staff though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got players that played there. Yeah, they came through the academy. They keep up Scholes, people like that. Got put on the coaching staff. What happened to people like Incy?
True.
Andy Cole. What? So you can't say nothing
But
about
were
Andy
they good
Cole.
coaches though? I don't know football, remember, but were they good? Did they get all their badges and all that sort of stuff? Yeah.
But you shouldn't. No, but not. What we're saying is, not all of these other coaches got their badges.
Some-
Right. So they didn't even go through the
opportunity.
process.
Some have been. Some have been.
saying.
So
put in there.
Lampard didn't go through the process.
Fast track.
Some of them have been in like.
Wow.
Whereas they are put into the role,
Yeah.
but they're taking their badge on the side,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which.
But it's in football. There's a lot of it because you're saying like Gerrard. I know he was a local hero and all that. There's a lot of that. A lot of that must go
A
into.
local hero in Liverpool,
Yeah.
Oh, who's
not in
is he
Scotland.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. All right. I can't say that. I'm trying to be devil's advocate.
I know you now.
I get it.
I know we got like.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're fresh into learning about the aspects of the football, but
I don't care about football.
I know.
Yeah,
But, I mean, the point being, we sit here and we talk about what injustice we seem to see in terms of what someone that should be seen as a candidate compared to somebody that is just based on a name that is going to be fast tracked to a job as such. Because what makes any difference if Frank Lampard lost 9 games in a row? Is he going to be sacked straight away? No. They're going to make it turn around, but they got a man like Darren Moore. They slap him with 3 games to go at West Brom, and he's got to try and save them and get relegated. So
Is he black? Yeah.
yeah, he's a black guy. Yeah.
Okay. So they gave him an opportunity when it's a really, really time.
Yes. 3 games to go, you know.
But yeah, so that's my point. Like football, I think is a good kind of small sample size for why I think that would work in the bigger world.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people we know would be prospering in ways that they currently don't prosper and might not even realise that's why they don't prosper. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's hard because I mean, for the big jobs in the Premiership, for instance, you've now got owners who are coming in, wanting to spend multi-millions, bringing in their multi-millions.
Yeah.
High-profile managers.
Yeah, and go for high-profile managers because they want instant success. So they're not going to give you necessarily the opportunities and so forth to prove yourself, you know. So you have to kind of start in the lower divisions and kind of prove yourself. But it seems to be that you're not even getting that chance to prove yourself because managers get sacked here, there, and everywhere.
Might as well just
It's a results business, but it
is a
it's
results
hard.
business.
I mean, like you said, you're going to see like the likes of Lampard. If he loses 9 games in a row, he's not going to get sacked. As a black manager, as soon as 3 or 4 games in a row, you can't.
But has that happened? I don't watch football. Has that
Jimmy
happened?
Floyd got sacked.
So that's
from QPR. he got the P45. My man is doing.
Honestly though, I know as a
Jimmy
black man you're
Floyd,
defensive, but honestly, did he deserve it?
Nah, he didn't deserve
about
it.
Jimmy, you know.
He did, because I mean, there's YouTube clips of what he can do on the pitch, but that's outside of him being a manager. The whole point of what we're saying is that if it's like we're talking about a level playing field, how is it that he could get slanted for, you know, his team's unfortunate luck? Like, you don't hear no players getting transferred if they just lose 4 games. It's always the manager that takes the stick,
Yeah.
right or wrong.
Yeah, of course.
So what happens to you have somebody that is, if you have a player power where you have a manager that they don't agree with, they just don't listen. they just don't listen, and then they just make it really uncomfortable to the point where the owner takes the authority to go and fire him because of, okay, you're not getting on with the staff, you're not getting on with the players, the crowd is getting restless, you're losing me money. What can I say?
Because it's a business at the end of the day as well, so, you know.
Do you know what I'm going to take it back to, just as a final thought?
Sure.
Make a black football league. Peace. Where the keys at is done.
Where the keys out?